our voice matters.
Yeah, our voice does matter. They don't think it
Our
does, but
vote
it does.
matters.
We've faced many obstacles this election year, such as socially distant voting, long lines at the polls, and a delayed postal system for mail-in ballots. Those hardships are even greater for the homeless community. 25 News reporter Paige Ellenberger shows us how our unhoused neighbors are making sure their voices are heard.
Naya, the first step for many in the homeless community may be the most intimidating, getting registered to vote. With no permanent address and in some cases no form of government identification, some local organizations are making sure that these individuals' voices are still heard in November. Feed My Sheep in Temple says voting in the upcoming election affects how everyone lives.
These decisions, of course, affect us in our daily lives. Down the road, they have ripple effects no matter how disconnected you may be from society.
This is the first election Tammy Bowers will vote in while being homeless.
It's time consuming. You have to stand in that line. Getting there, it's hard. But we know that our vote counts.
Beyond time constraints and transportation, Mason says education is a huge barrier for the homeless community.
They're worried about shelter and clothing and food. So not understanding that the outcome of an election affects your access to shelter and food and clothing.
Then there's mental health. Harvard University notes that 45% of the homeless suffer from a history of mental illness. Mason feels it's yet another reason preventing the homeless from getting out and voting.
If they could walk in and vote and get on out of there, but to stay in that environment so uncomfortable and feeling pressure that may or may not be there, but it's perceived.
It's a pressure Bauer knows all too well.
I feel like I'm dirt, just because I may not smell like I should, or my face may not be washed, and then there are people out there that are judging. It's hard, but we deal with it.
Feed My Sheep in Temple helped homeless voters get registered to vote, and the bus transportation hop will be offering free transportation on Election Day. In Temple, Paige Ellenberger, 25 News.